Hey guys, this is me, Rusty 78609 in Central Texas, USA at 9:03 a.m. Central Standard Time. 57 top-down degrees, beautiful day today, probably be up around 80, and dry, which is perfect. You can leave the windows open and they'll have the door open and everything is just perfect. So, anyway, in my video that I uploaded earlier today related to Verizon billing and the data plan and stuff, I want to expand on that a little bit. Not that I'm going to talk about Verizon billing so much, as it occurred to me after whenever you get a new smartphone, folks, it's not like the old days, so to speak. I'm 71 years old for you new guys, and I full-time RV and I go camping in the car. So if you're interested in any of those things, check out my playlist on my homepage at Rusty78609 for RVing or car camping. Got stuff on both of them, so check them out. But anyway, having got that little plug in, back to the topic for the day. When you buy a smartphone, do you own it or does it own you? Damn good question. Because yesterday when I got my new LG Stylo 2V from Verizon to begin checking out their unlimited data plan, and the only reason I'm doing that is because they give me a 15% discount for being a veteran. But so far, I mean, it works okay. But I got to say this: whenever you set up a smartphone, it's just ridiculous. I mean, the shit you got to go through, all the settings. I mean, it makes you want to scream out loud. I mean, you get your old phone all set up, and then you go to another carrier, and you got to have a new phone. Okay, you do if you go from a GSM carrier, from like Cricket is, because they're owned by AT&T, to a CDMA carrier, which is Verizon, and GSM phones will not work on CDMA and vice versa. So you're forced into getting a new phone. Is that accidental? I kind of doubt it. But, I'm just going to reminisce a minute, and for those of you that are not into that, go ahead and hit the off button or whatever you're going to hit, because I'm going to tell you about how it was kind of when I was growing up, and then how it is now, what you're kind of faced with now. When I was growing up, we didn't even have a phone till I was 12. That was like 1957 or in that range somewhere, and it was an 8-party line, and you couldn't even unplug it from the wall. I mean, yeah, you could. Well, I guess you could. Anyway, they hooked it up somewhere. And but later on, they came out with the little touch-tone phones, and they had a little clip on the end of the line, and you could plug it into the wall. You could actually move it from room to room. That was a big upgrade. And then, of course, all the other stuff they did. But now, I mean, I tell you what, I hate getting a new smartphone. You think you'd be excited about getting this new toy to play with, but I'm not. I guarantee you, even though, I went from an LG Stylo to an LG Stylo 2, which is the same phone, just an upgraded version. It's got 16 gigabytes of storage, and a little faster processor, and some other little cute little bells and whistles. But one of the things I noticed right off the bat is it's got 16 gigabytes of memory, all right. But guess how much memory you have available after all the crap they stick on it? 6.5. I got 6.5 gigabytes of available storage. You got me? Out of 16. They take up 10 gigabytes for the operating system and all the other crap they can stick on there. And that's another thing. On the LG, I get the cheapo versions because, that's all I need. I mean, for me to have a Samsung or, high dollar Samsung or high dollar Apple, $600 or $700 would be foolish. That for me to have something like that would be like a dump truck hauling a spoonful of dirt. In other words, I would have a lot of features I did not need, nor would I ever use. In fact, having them would probably drive me to drink it, which would be a pretty short drive, but it'd still be interesting. But, you know, so you get your phone and you turn it on. Well, we had to go through the setup and crap, but then, I mean, you've only got 2 pages. You got your home page on the LG, and then you can slide your finger and you got one more page, okay? Well, hell, they're half filled up with icons or little icons already. I'm telling you. And some of them you can't delete. You know, you put your finger on them and take them up to the top, slide them up to the top where the trash can is supposed to appear. It doesn't for some of them. And one of them is Amazon. The other one is eBay. And there's 2 more that you can't get rid of. Or at least I haven't figured out a way yet. And I don't like that. So the question is, who owns your phone? You? Ha! You're dreaming. They own you. You know, it'd be like buying a car. Well, in fact, cars have the same thing. You get a lot of bells and whistles that you don't need or want because they put packages on the cars now. But anyway, that's another topic. I may do that one day. But anyway, back to the smartphones. You know, everybody's a little paranoid about, or not everybody, but there are a few people that are a little paranoid about NSA, you know, spying on them and listening to their phone conversations and seeing where they go and all that stuff. Hardy har har har. You're carrying the NSA in your pocket. Okay? And every time you get an app, ho ho ho, I'm telling you, read the disclaimers on those apps. This new smartphone I got, the LG Stylo 2, whatever it's called. Anyway, on the home page, it doesn't have a big clock, you know what I mean? So that when you power your phone on, you know, I use that to see the date. On my other phone, it had it all right there in a cute 2-inch box or inch box, or whatever, you know, big enough for me to see. Well, on this one, it doesn't. I mean, of all the apps they left off, they left that one off. And so then I thought, well, I'll go and download an app that's got, you know, time and date and weather. Well, they've only got about 4 million of them. So I looked at some of the top rated ones that were free. Well, you don't get anything for free, folks. I guarantee you. Don't even dream it. It ain't happening. Not in this country, it ain't. There is no free. None. Zero. Zilch. So I looked at some of the apps, and then I'd look at the disclaimers. Well, hell, all they want to do is access everything on your freaking phone. I mean, they want access to your calls. They want access to, they call it in-app purchases. Well, you know, the point there is that, you know, what you think they're saying is if you buy something using their app, then, you know, they got all the info there. That ain't exactly correct, because if you read a little further, it gives them access to anything you do on your phone, pretty much. Anything. And as far as location, they're monitoring every second. I mean, there is no place. And then another thing you can do, I mean, I went to the apps because I wanted to free up as much space as I could. And a lot of them I just disabled or deleted. All right, because if I didn't know what they did, I deleted it or tried to. Well, I found out, guess what? There's some of them you can't delete. You can disable, and then it gives you a warning that disabling this app will cause your phone to blow up and kill you. You know, or not. I mean, it wasn't quite that serious, but basically it said that if you disable this app, your phone may not work properly or something along those lines. Come on, how intimidating is that? Huh? In other words, so you disable the app, and anything that goes wrong with your phone in the future, you feel like, oh my God, if I just hadn't disabled that app, the app did it. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on and on. I mean, it's like, I don't know, man. It's just weird. I mean, I feel like I feel like now when I power I never noticed it before so much. I was aware of it, but now when I power this thing on, I can feel it grabbing me. You know what I mean? I feel like it's putting out its little arms and saying, "Oh, hi, Rusty. What are you gonna do today? Because we're gonna know everything you do and everything you say." I mean, is that something? Yeah. Do I care? No. But still, it's just the idea that somebody's peeping in the window, so to speak. You know what I mean? It'd be like somebody, you're in your home and somebody's watching, or a crowd of people's outside looking at you through the window. You know what I mean? You feel a little insecure or paranoid or whatever. But anyway, it was just an interesting experience to go through that and find out, you know, there's things you can't get rid of. And whose phone is it? If it's your phone and you bought it and it's unlocked, which this one is, and supposedly I own it. I mean, they don't subsidize them anymore at Verizon, and you don't have a contract anymore. You don't have a 2-year contract on the phones. You actually buy the phone. But on the mobile hotspot, the jet packs, you do have to have a 2-year contract on those to get the special price. And then on any of them, if you don't, the illusion is you got 30 days before, and you can return it without any, you know, fees or whatever. Ha, ha, ha. Laugh out loud on that one. There is no free lunch. The way that works is this. I got a jetpack that I didn't even want, okay? So I'm going to the store today to take it back. The trick there is you have to take it back to the store unopened, because if you even open the box, you have to pay a $35 restocking fee. That's a fact. The next step is, if it's outside of 14 days, in other words, you kept it for 14 days and you thought, well, I've got 30 days, so I'll just, you know, I'll take it back tomorrow or the next day. So you wait 16 days and you go back to the store. No, no, no. You're not going to return it then for a credit. You are stuck. You got 14 days to try out that product, and at the end of that 14-day period, you semi-own it, other than the fact that it's loaded with crap that you can't get rid of. You know, on a car, go back to a car for example, if you got a car and there were some things on it that you really didn't want, you could disable them or take them out, and the car would still function, I think. Maybe not, I could be wrong on that. But with a smartphone, they got you. I mean, you can't get rid of some of the apps, I guarantee it. I know I've said that 15 times. And I told you about my bill, $241 and some cents, and it's supposed to be $85 plus tax. And then I was supposed to get a 15% discount for being a vet. That didn't show up anywhere. Nowhere. But we're going to talk about that this morning at the Verizon stove. I guarantee you. And that's another thing. They got 2 types of stores. Okay? It'll say Verizon outside, and you think, well, it's Verizon, I'll just go in there and take care of it. Guess what? It's not a, quote, real Verizon store. It's a contract store, or whatever they call it. And they can't, there's some things they can do and some things they can't do. One of them, they can't do returns. That's crap, isn't it? Total crap. Or they can do returns, they just don't want to. So this is going to be called smartphones. Do you own it, or does it own you? My response to that, folks, is the damn smartphone owns you. And that's another thing. Notifications. Good God Almighty. I mean, on the other phone, of course, I didn't realize that over a period of time I had turned a lot of that crap off. But when you get a new phone, it's on. All that stuff is on. Well, shit. Well, that thing was ding dong, beep beep beep, and at the top bar it looked like a rest home for unknown stuff. Unbelievable, man. Those buzzards were after that armadillo. They love armadillo. The buzzards' favorite meals are skunks and armadillos. But anyway, the phone, the settings for notifications, that's another thing. Damn. I mean, and then they actually give you a warning there. You know, if you turn the notifications off in some apps, it'll tell you that your phone ain't gonna work right. And what that means is they want to be sure to be able to get your attention anytime they want it. Well, guess what? If this phone stops working right in 14 days, it's just going back. It may go back sooner than that if they can't get this bill straightened out this morning. Damn. You know, but anyway, it's frustrating in one sense for me because I am 71 and I'm not a techie at all. I know a little bit, but on the other hand, it gives me something to do. I mean, it is interesting to learn how this stuff works and see it from a 71-year-old point of view. In other words, having come or lived a life without any of this, quote, spying or whatever you want to call it, all of a sudden you find yourself surrounded by it and you got to figure out a way to adapt, you know? And it's just crazy, man. And my God, you know, text is, there's about, on this particular phone, there's at least 15 settings for texts. And if you want a cute little emojis and you want somebody to send you a receipt when they read your text, I mean, come on, give a shit about all that crap. I don't give a damn about a little smiley face and all that crap. I mean, I've realized that some people do, and that's their thing, and I think it's wonderful. It's because I get some of them on my comments. Viewers will put little smiley faces and stuff, and thank you very much for that, because I appreciate it, and I know what some of them mean, and some of them I don't. But that's the way that is. But for me, when I send somebody a text, and here's another thing. On my other phone, when you set up your voicemail, it had a standard greeting, and you just selected that and it was done. It says, hello, you've reached whatever your number is, leave a message after the tone. Well, you can't do that with this phone. You have to say your name, and then it will go to the standard message. Well, I didn't want to say my name, so I was trying to figure out a way around it. There ain't none. None. I just wanted them to do the standard message because it sounds better than I do. But having said all that, guys, you people with smartphones and have had them for years and they're fixing to upgrade, all I can tell you is good luck with that. Now, one of the things that amazed me, they told me I needed to download an app on the new phone and the old phone from Verizon, power them both on, and it would transfer the info from my old phone to the new phone. Guess what? You don't have to download the apps. I don't know how it happened, but everything on that old phone and more ended up on my new phone, and I didn't do anything but power it on. And I'm sure it's coming from the cloud and Google and all that stuff. So you don't need to download those apps. I guarantee you. It just amazed me. It was there, and a lot of other garbage that I had to go in and delete. But the contacts came through. Actually, the apps. But I didn't have many apps anyway. You know, I keep my phone virtually app free, and that's just me. A little poem I just made up. And but good God Almighty, smartphones. I mean, you know, years ago they weren't near as complex as they are now. Now there's a new thing they call bloatware, B-L-O-A-T, bloatware, which is crap that just comes with the phone. I mean, you know, you could get a 32 gigabyte phone, but you're only going to end up with 10 gigabytes free. That's it. I've got a 32 gigabyte SD card, but about 50, maybe more than that, I'd say half the apps you cannot move to the SD card without doing some tricks that I don't know how to do. And you know, but I've disabled probably 6 of them, and I deleted, I don't know, probably the same number, maybe more. And it showed that I had 9 gigabytes, over 9 gigabytes of free space, and I woke up this morning and checked it, and it's down to 6. So overnight, something changed. I don't know what it was. I mean, I looked at my data usage, and I looked at my SD card and all my stuff. Who knows, dog? But we're going to work on that in just a few minutes, folks. We're coming into Marble Falls, population 6,077 in Central Texas, USA, for you new guys. This is Highway 281 in Central Texas. We're about 80 miles northwest of Austin, Texas, the largest metropolitan area near me, for sure. And I do not like to go there unless I just have to or choose to, which is not very often. I don't like the traffic. But anyway, I've got my receipts and I got my boxes. But anyway, the worst thing that could happen is I have to go back to Cricket and port my number back, send this back, pay a $35 restocking fee. I'll have to eat that. And then at Cricket, I got to pay a $25, whatever they call it, startup fee or whatever they call it, a new account fee or whatever, to get back in. And the advantage is the phone that I'm paying $120 for here with Verizon only cost $80 at Cricket. So that's $40 I get back. But I'll be a net $50 or $60 dog before this all settles. If it doesn't work. Now right now the mobile hotspot works okay. The only thing that for some reason on my Chromebook, whenever I power it off and power it back on and it connects to the hotspot, you got to enter the password. And I checked the settings to see if there was a way to, you know, set it as the regular location or whatever. There ain't one, or I couldn't find it. So, but I'll figure it out. I'll go to YouTube or Google search and figure out how to overcome that. Also, I couldn't get my my Roku TV works. It hooked up perfect. I mean, it just the hotspot powers that okay. The Chromebook okay. The printer, I tried to cloud print using my laptop, and apparently the printer is not recognizing the mobile hotspot for some reason. I'm sure I got to go and somehow enter a password or do something. But I was so frustrated yesterday having jacked with it for, well, let's see, I got the phone at 12 noon, and at 4 o'clock I was on the phone with Verizon technical support for almost 2 full hours. You hear me? That's just to get the phone to work. Yeah. And what it appeared to be, they told me, was I was with them before I went to Cricket, and for some reason the number the number I ported to Cricket was the same number that I was porting from Cricket back to Verizon, and for some reason their system couldn't deal with it. But straight ahead of me, guys, guess what this is? That is Verizon Wireless. And guess who's going to be in there in about 2 minutes? Me. Because I've got what's called the red ass, okay? Well, no, I don't have the red ass. The red ass is when you're really mad. I mean, I've got what's called the pink ass, okay? And, I mean, I'm not mad, but anyway, why do I park in this reserve parking? Because they've got 6 spaces and I'm the only one here. And if you park anywhere else, the little spots are so narrow you can't even open your door. Enough said about that, and I'll probably get some flack about that, but that's life. So, but anyway, I'm here at Verizon. Thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy USA made when you can. Drink plenty of water, take deep breaths, breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, deep breaths, because it does relieve stress. Drink plenty of water and keep your health, and you may be around when I give you the results of what happened at Verizon this morning. Anyway, guys, bye-bye.